Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today we have got beastyqt playing in the southeast corner of the map in pink as the Ottomans, and in the northwest, or just the west really to be fair, Numidan playing it as the Malians in yellow on Dry Arabia. Two new civilizations, a new dawn, a new era, a new DLC, new civilizations, same quality, high-level players that we're casting today. Showcasing these two new civilizations, I'm excited to share this with you. Because, well, Age of Empires 4 has been getting better and better every patch, and this is no different. These two civilizations will be coming right out to you in October, fully finished, I believe, and we'll be heading into our third season of the ranked ladder. I cannot wait. We're going to have so many new game mechanics, so many new strategies, so many new units, so many new things to talk about. I think the catchphrase of this game so far is going to be new, with Numidan. Pun intended. Now heading towards wood, and also getting that pit mine for the Malians. The pit mine must be built on the gold vein. It mines 30 gold per minute without depleting the deposit. What we've discovered as well, the villagers can actually mine the gold itself, so you can obviously not limit yourself to the gold income there. What's really interesting is the base building component to this as well, because as the Malians, you will want to build those houses around the pit mine so that you can increase the extraction rate. As you can see there, the influence. The houses that are built around the influence of the gold or the pit mine will increase the extraction rate by 25% per house. That's pretty impressive when you think about it. The Ottomans being played by Beastie. Interesting opening. This is going to be new metas, you feel. This is where the theory crafting really comes in. This is where the build orders come in, because we can see a military school being put down there. And you're going to get units for free here. That's kind of interesting. Getting spearmen out already. You can train them for free. Just takes a couple of seconds. Let's just see how long it does actually take. Yeah, it takes a minute, 5 seconds. And these constantly spawn out. 2.5 minutes almost on the clock. And he's already got a spearman on the field. And I quite like this. It's going to be quite useful to counter the Mongols' outpost rush in some ways. So if that kind of strategy tilts you a little bit, this will help your cause a little bit. At least somewhat. Of course, the Mongols will be having more spearmen in your base because obviously the double produce with the Ovu, but this will help somewhat, especially if your micro is good. We see the Vizier. This is going to be an interesting mechanic for the Ottomans. You can earn up to 5 Vizier points to spend on unlocking powerful, unique Ottoman bonuses. And we saw them earlier, but he doesn't actually have... yeah, he needs to get a couple more points and he'll be able to unlock some of these. I think I might go through a separate video to take a deep dive on these upgrades. I'm sure someone like Age of Noob will do that. And yeah. A couple of units coming out for Beastie. Scout and a spear. Just causing some early pressure, some early damage. How's it going, Ardy, in the chat? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the live stream so far. Hope you're having a good day, and we're going to be looking a bit closer to these new civilizations. And this is going to have a problem. I mean, I kind of got the feeling that the Ottomans would be pretty slow to get going, but actually with Beastie, he's playing this aggressively. Even with the Ottomans with the military scores, you can see he's got a couple of spearmen out, and he could train any unit here. He could have gone for archers, he could have gone for Sipahi. I don't know, he couldn't. He would have to wait for the feudal age for those. Fair enough. But he can get spearmen in the Dark Age, so it's pretty cool that he's got this already. Already started to build up the units, forcing out a barracks for Numidan. This is really interesting. I've not seen this so far in the games I've seen. Beastie showing us the way with the new meta. New theory crafting, coming up with spearmen early. The Donso coming up. Whoa, those guys are fast. Holy smokes, did you guys see the speed of these guys? Jeez Louise. They are fast. What's the movement speed? 1.25 tiles per second. 1.25 is what? Wait, have these got... I'm a bit confused here. They just charged really quickly though. The boars on the chase. Run! But what's interesting is that the Donso, I believe, does throw the javelin as well. Yeah, look, it says periodically throws a javelin when attacking from ranged. I'm surprised that they're not attacking the spears with the ranged attack. Maybe they have to be stationary. Dons are really chasing these guys down. Back at home, let's take a look at the build because we see the Sultan. I'm having problems pronouncing this, but Sultan Hani, I guess, Sultan Hani Trade Network. And it's going to be a nice landmark for the Ottomans. We have to get those traders. Traders costing 60 wood, 60 gold, but they can garrison inside this and generate gold. 28 gold per minute per trader. The maximum you can get is 6 traders though. As we see more villages go on stone, 5 of them. This is really interesting. We talked about in the last casted game, which was between Mr. and Marine Lord, by the way. So if you haven't seen that, I will drop a link to it at the end of this video. Do check it out. It's certainly worth having a look because when villages go on stone, with the Ottomans, you kind of got an extra reason to go on stone. Of course, you've got second town center, you've got emplacements on your outposts that you can get, but you can also get more military schools because the military schools do cost stone, I'm afraid. Let's take a look. They cost 150 wood, 100 stone. But what's super impressive or interesting is that, well, I wonder how beastyqt actually afforded the military school, because did he long mine the stone? I don't think he would have. How did he afford that? I'll have to check a look at the end of this game to see how he managed to afford that. As we see the Mansa quarry there for the Malians, generating 75 gold per minute, but it can also be toggled to stone. That might help with the town center. If it gets 75 gold or 75 stone per minute, you need 300 stone for another town center. I'm not good at maths, guys. Okay, let's make it an even 70. It's gonna be almost 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, 4 or 5 minutes you can afford a second town center. So he's going for gold now. That'll help him to get to the castle age, but that could be a nice build order. Toggle that onto stone for a second town center for the Malians potentially. You don't have to mine any stone that way. As we see Spearman coming forward here. Or Beastie. And that's actually an interesting mechanic because you want to hide the fact that you're getting a second town center a lot of the times. Your opponent might be scouting, saying, oh, how much stone has your opponent got? Because you might be going for a second town center, but hang on a minute. If you're the Malians and you've toggled this to stone, your opponent won't know at all. You won't be none the wiser. It's kind of like the Rus and the Golden Gate. You can trade in those tickets at the Golden Gate for stone and your opponent won't know about it. There are other ways to scout that though. If your opponent's gone heavy on wood, you can kind of anticipate something like that happening as a spearman. Do head forward for Beastie, take an engagement against the Mustafadi warrior. Get the feeling that this is a fight that the Mustafadi warriors won't win because of the imams. Ooh, this is an interesting thing. Very, very interesting. The viziers for beastyqt being used on this upgrade. Field work. Spawn 2 imams at the landmark town center. Imams heal nearby units for 1 health per second. And, well, the Ottomans might not be that bad in the early aggression. I was saying on another video that actually the other upgrade was a little bit crazy in terms of eco and much better, but actually the imams being put to good use here by Beastie. This is the technology I was talking about, the Anatolian hills. We can spawn 8 sheep at the landmark town center, increase villager mining speed by 10%. That's pretty impressive. But actually getting this early, 2 imams, the imams working pretty nicely here to heal up these units, and it forces Numidan into more aggression. I'm going to go for the Mustafadi warrior, which is an infantry effective at ambush attacks, encountering heavy armored units, can anti-stealth, anti-armor specialist, low health though, and is countered by archers. What's super interesting is that will we see beastyqt toggle his production buildings to archers now? There's military academies, he might indeed do so. We shall see. See the engagement here for now though. Looks like the Mustafadi warrior is doing a decent job though. Beastie holding his own though. That's kind of crazy in a way. The imams being brought back, but the imams do go down. That's actually pretty big there for Numidan. The Sipahi coming out for Beastie. Let's just see if he's toggled his units to archers. No, he's still going for Sipahi. With the Sipahi being a very good unit for raiding, but the Mustafadi warriors kind of ripped through them. This Mustafadi warriors did a fantastic job. As they head forward now, they're very fast. 1.38 tiles per second. These guys, actually, I think these are ladies. I think the Mustafadi warriors, if I'm not mistaken, they're actually women. Fighting for the Malians today against the Ottomans. 1.38 movement speed. That is pretty hefty, guys, I have to say. Is he using stealth? Let's get his point of view. Look, he's using the stealth. He's using the stealth. He doesn't see this. Look, he's on the map, but he doesn't see it. Holy smokes, we're seeing that in action now. Mustafadi warrior, stealth. That's super cool. Mustafadi warriors heading towards that wood line, going to try and snap a villager or two. Doesn't manage it. Yeah, the clickety-clacketing of the swords, pushing the villagers off the berries now. We see the Istanbul Imperial Palace going up for the Ottomans. Double the Imperial Council experience around the landmark, increasing the Vizier point limit by 2. Transitioning into some stables as well now. Mustafadi warriors trying to get some raiding. And they just having to be pulled here for Beastie, causing a bit of raiding and idle time for Numadan. He's doing some decent work with his Mustafadi warriors, but they have to pull away now. Only 3 of them. Palisade walling this northern part. And now with Numadan building another pit mine, getting the buildings around, making sure that efficiency increases with the buildings around the influence. There is that castle age pretty fast there for beastyqt. Numadan nowhere near just yet. Needs quite a bit more food and gold to get to the next stage. Let's have 90 gold per minute coming from that pit. The early aggression for Beastie did a lot of damage. It means that Numadan is pretty far from that castle age. Quite a few Sipahi going to take care of the Mustafadi warriors here. These guys are fast, 1.88 tiles per second. Mustafadi warriors can't take the fight, but they're going to bide some time. The army coming in for the Malians. More Mustafadi warriors with a couple of archers in the background as well. Another military school coming out for the Ottomans. It's pretty impressive that these buildings can produce units for free. Couple of units coming from Numadan though. Looking to pile the pressure on, staying in the feud age for a bit more longer. Mustafadi warriors, hardened Donza. Numadan looking to get some extensive palisade walls here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Interestingly, he doesn't have any cattle ranches. That's kind of surprising here. He's not opting for cattle ranches, and he's actually opting for the deer instead. I guess he's getting free food from that, so why not? Makes sense. beastyqt going to send a couple more Sipahi across the map. What's this? Holy smokes, fortitude. Gain 50% attack speed and receive 50% less damage from melee weapons for 10 seconds. That's a bonus that the veteran Sipahi get. The meta as well, drumming away. Look at him go. I know that we're missing a bit of a fight on the east side, but I'll be honest with you, I want to see the meta. Drumming away. I have to say that is pretty awesome. This army looks awesome. Has a ranged defense, drums on. Increase the ranged armor by nearby units by +1, or they can increase the melee armor by +2, or increase the attack speed by 15%. Interesting. So you can have a defensive attack kind of bonus there with melee armor or ranged armor, or you can have an attack speed as Numadan reaches the castle age and has a ram on the field as well. But beastyqt will spot that out, and look at beastyqt's food income here. Holy moly. Where's he getting all this food from? It's the berries, isn't it? It's the Ottomans. This food income is insane. There is a landmark for... I think is it the Malians? I thought it was for the Ottomans. Maybe opted for a different landmark that gets berry bushes for free. We see the engagement here now with a couple of archers there in behind there for Numadan, and a couple of javelin throwers with a couple of Mustafadi warriors on the front line. But look at this, the Janissaries are popping out for beastyqt, but the trouble is the Janissaries are very vulnerable to the archers. The archers picking these apart, and just feel like there's not enough Janissaries there for beastyqt, taking heavy losses. Numadan having the defender's advantage army is powerful there for the Malians. The Janissaries are really quite... Ooh, they took a lot of damage from the archers. Now, I have looked at the Janissaries themselves. They're not that strong against ranged units. At least it appears from that fight as well. You get the feeling that maybe if you have a mass of Janissaries, you may have to use the ranged defense drums for the meta. But the Janissaries, I'm not sure how I feel about those. They don't seem all that strong. Question is, where do they come out from? That's what I want to know. Where is the production building for beastyqt that produced the janissaries? Wait a minute. Anyway, we have to come back to that because there's a bit of an engagement on the front lines again. Oh, here it is. Here it is. At the bottom. Yeah, it's producing some janissaries, some knights as well. But it's pretty cool that you can produce army for free. There's a couple of villages we're going down there for beastie. He's not reacted so far. Numidan getting a lot of value here. The archers are picking up some of the units, and quite a few villagers went down there. And lack of berries is hurting beastie a bit. He's got plenty of food in the bank. Won't be the end of the world. There's a couple of Sabahi heading to the fight, but the Spearmen, the Donso, they're there. Donso engage against the Knights. Archers in behind. Looks like Numidan needs a couple more Donso. Reinforcements coming in though nicely. Oh, I think there's a couple of Sabahi raiding in there for beastie. Getting some good villager picks here around the ground of Fulani Coral. There's quite a few villager picks here, but the army on the front line, the villagers are heading out to the berries again. Won't be able to take that safely. Might lose another. The army look strong here for Numidan, but he has to find an answer to this, because this is not looking great for him. Grand Fulani Coral, nearby cattle provide 20 food per minute. Interesting. Okay, so you want to keep buying those cattle from the mills. You can see the cattle carcass has 500 food, not too bad. There's a bit of a raiding party here for Numidan, heading forward with his infantry, picking some villagers off that wood line. He still has quite a few knights in his base. Numidan needs to deal with this. Let's have a few Donso. Oh, look at that. They had the ranged attack there, the Donso. That's pretty interesting because I wonder if the attack of the Donso, when it is in the ranged mode, how much damage it actually does. Like, does it turn into sort of an archer type unit, or does it actually still act as a spearman? Because if it does, that's pretty incredible, because you don't even have to be that close to the knights. It makes microing away from that a little bit harder. We'll see. Villagers off that wood line there for Numidan. Has to head back home. Seems like he's doing quite a bit of damage with that. We're on the east side. Numidan trying to get some raiding bonuses here, getting some villager kills, but palisade walls do go up there for beastie. Trying to secure his base somewhat. But the ram will chew through that palisade. Look how quickly it takes it. It's on fire now. He'll be breaking through, getting more value. Nice, still getting value for beastie. Both players raiding each other, really. Let's take a look at the villager count. 77 for beastie, 82 for Numidan. Numidan actually looking pretty strong here at this stage. Numidan heading forward again with 2 more rams, maybe looking to take out this second town centre. Or the Ottomans. Villagers off of the berries though, and that's less than ideal for Numidan. The knights are being picked up. Oh, good engagement there for Numidan. A couple of knights will be going down. Kind of awkward pathing there for beastie, heading towards the woodline though. Here comes the big push. Here's the ram rush coming out for Numidan. Quite a few veteran Spellhay though. A lot of them are pretty weak in health though. The Donsos aren't really there. There are only 4 Donsos there for Numidan. Loses the 2 rams for free, and trouble for Numidan, he doesn't have a counter to this. Only a couple of Donso, he needs more. Whereas the army? This army could get cleared up for Numidan. That's actually an issue. Still 2 knights there running around for beastie. And he's being flanked here. Janissary is going to cut off the retreat. Nice play there by beastie to cut that off as the farming transition comes out for beastie now. And Numidan needs to get out of there. He needs to get out there quickly. Otherwise he's going to struggle. A lot of the army will be going down. Numidan's army caught out there. Now it's going to be heading towards that wood line. Quite a few villages will be going down. Charge attack comes out. 2 villages do go down. A good micro there by beastie. Pulls up the knights. Donsos are chasing. Well, the Donsos are already keeping up though. Donsos are fast. Ooh, the knights. That's actually really interesting. A little bit less micro there for beastie. He's got less of a... Look at that. The range from the Donso... Wow. The Donso is so good at doing that now. It's got the range attack and it's pretty fast when it charges. Beastie smells blood. He's coming out with the meh there as well. He's attacking on the front line, on the palisade gates. Meh there in behind, toggled to the ranged drums. That's actually a good shout there because there are quite a few archers. Donso heading forward as well there for Numidan. Numidan got plenty of gold. The Malians really do have a lot of gold. We've seen that multiple times in multiple casted games. Malians never really seem to struggle for gold. Of course, they've got infinite gold veins here. The pit And let's have a look at how much gold. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Does Numidan even have any relics? Because I'll tell you what he does have. He's got 500 odd gold without any villages on gold itself. Actually, now he's got 16. But anyway, things only transition just now to gold, it seems. In any case, the army heads back there for Beastie. With the influence of the Mehta drumming away. Both players just taking a breather, maybe saving up for a big fight here. We shall see. Quite a lot of army coming ahead. Veteran Donso and veteran archers. I'm pretty surprised not to see the javelin thrower coming out for Numidan. He's going to head forward now, take the engagement. There's quite a few knights there, a lot of knights in fact. All the archers going to be caught out there, 28 of them. Get the charge attack on them against the knights, and that's looking pretty bad for Numidan. But he brings the Donsos in good range now. Donsos are going to be doing good fighting. I wonder if the range attack for the Donsos will come into play as the knights retreat. Will the Donsos actually fire? So this is an interesting game mechanic that we have to think about and test. So the Donso do have a ranged ability. I wonder whether if you attack move, whether the Donso throw the javelins, but if you focus fire, you actually click on a knight, it starts to chase. So I wonder if you start chasing and if the army is further away, if you do an attack move, do they throw the javelins? That could be really quite interesting to test out from a game mechanic perspective, I feel. That would be pretty interesting. Oh, ram's being built there. That's not the right time now. I might need to delete that ram. The archers are kind of left unprotected. There are quite a few of these janissaries. The Donsos engage against the knights. This is a telling fight here. This could be a fight that Beastie wins. We shall see. The Donso killing so many of the knights, but the knights are still reigning supreme. The archers are behind for beastyqt and the janissaries. Looks like Numidan's going to have to retreat against the stealth forest, and this could be the end because he's lost so much of his army. And beastyqt building up such an army lead here. Let's take a look at the village count. 103 for Beastie, 99 for Numidan, but look at the military count. That's what the difference is. 64 military for Beastie, only 29 for Numidan. Numidan really struggling on that front. Numidan going to head back home with the archers back within the palisade walls. Sacred Site is being captured there by Beastie on the right side for good measure, but Numidan under pressure. The palisade wall is going to burn down. I feel like the Ottomans might be pressuring here and probably sealing the victory here. The Janissaries in the background, and Numidan does tap out. beastyqt takes this victory. The Ottomans triumph over the Malians on Dry Arabia. A good game. We saw a lot of good units, nice interesting units. But again, neither player getting to the Imperial Age. We would love to see the Imperial Age. But anyway, guys, if you're watching this video after the live stream, I hope you did enjoy it. Do give the video a thumbs up if you did. And if you want to see more casted games, just click the right hand cast screen now. It'll take you to another casted game. Hope to see you there. But if you're watching the live stream, let's stick around. Let's cast more games.